Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're installing the DC-3D-Design's boost gauge surround. So this is going to sit perfectly into here. But first things first, we need to remove the vent, and obviously we need to dismantle my original boost gauge mount, which is just like stuck and a mess and just falls off. It's awful, and I never got around to fixing these wires that are just here. But anyway, first things first, let's remove this vent. Now, to my knowledge, there are 3 prongs that are holding it in. There are 2 here, and there's 1 at the bottom. So kind of at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock. So that's where we want to basically get our pry tools in, like these. And we want to bend the dash into there, and we want to pry those prongs out. So we're going to do 1 at a time and then slowly work our way around to the final one, and hopefully it'll all just pop out. Hey guys, welcome back. So I just want to explain before this video starts how the air vent actually works. I struggled an awful lot to get my air vent out, to the point where I actually broke this chrome piece in order to make it easier for myself. I spent about half an hour to an hour trying to get the air vent out until I contacted DC-3D-Designs, who create this, and he told me just break the chrome piece. It costs 10 quid on eBay to buy a replacement, and that will be the easiest way to get it out, to save your hands, to save everything. So I'm just going to show you the air vent, how it's constructed, and the best way to attempt to get it out. Obviously, if you can't get it out, just, in my opinion, break this chrome piece and it all starts falling apart and you can get to it much easier. So that is how it is obviously in your car. You've got your working air vents there. Now then, obviously you've got your dashboard around the outside. If you want to get in there, first of all, you need to get, I'm just going to remove this chrome piece, but obviously normally it's on there. You need to get a pry tool in, and you've got 1 at 10 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, sorry, 1 at 10 o'clock, and 1 at the bottom. So your vent will be sitting in here like this. Obviously there's an arrow on top, that means it goes to the top. But basically where I'm holding it is where you need to get your tools into in order to push them in. So they go inwards, and then you can pull the vent out. And obviously you can pull the vent out kind of holding it in here with the pry tool in there, and you've got to ease each one out. Now the problem I had, I managed to get the bottom one out easily, as you might see in the video. I managed to get this one out pretty easily, but because I had pulled it like this one had bent back on itself, and it was basically impossible for me to do from that point. So now then, if you're avoiding obviously using a pry tool to get into here, round the corner and push in, if you're going to avoid that, there's this chrome piece that's on top. Obviously if you can get this chrome piece out without breaking it, you know, go for it. But basically if you bend the dash itself down a bit, you can see these clips. So I'll just focus on that for you just so you can see it. So you can see they're kind of clipped, this chrome piece is clipped into it like that. If you can get a little screwdriver in and just kind of ease each one of these 3 clips up, so these 3 clips here, if you can ease each one up just a little bit and save this piece, once this piece is off, this inner section slides out. So the moment this inner section slides out, you've now got access to the actual clips themselves. So then you can get a screwdriver inside the actual air vent, pop them up from the inside. I've got a really small, stupid screwdriver here, but at least it'll give you an idea. But you can basically, if it's in your car like this, you can get your screwdriver in and kind of pop it up from that kind of angle and get it out that way. So that's the easiest way of actually getting the air vent out, and that's the hardest part of this install. We don't need this bit anymore, this bit's gone. We need the chrome bit and this sleeve. So the way this is designed, basically this ridge section goes on the outside, and it's kind of got like a concave that sits perfectly into here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to slide it into here. So it just sits in there nice and snugly, and then what you're going to do then is attach the silver piece over the top. Now obviously we need to slide our boost gauge in, and we also need to do the wiring behind, so I'm not going to attach the chrome piece just yet. But obviously the chrome piece will be the finishing part that actually holds everything into place, and allows you to kind of hold that boost gauge in there. So that's what we're going to do now. So onto the car. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is basically, I've already got it wired obviously into this feather strip, so we'll just pull this off. Obviously inside my weather strip, I've got my boost gauge wires, which are the red and black ones. So what I'm going to have to do is undo all of this, and obviously also get my light box out. I'm going to call it a light box. Now the way you do that, it's got basically the light box itself. There's a clip on the top and clip on the bottom, so I'm going to basically go in through where my OBD port is, around the corner, grab the clips and push it forwards. There we go. So basically I've just used my fingers like this, pushed it and kind of pushed it forwards towards myself. And here is my wiring from the shelf. So let's get rid of my dodgy design thing. Oh, the wire's actually just come out anyway. I don't know if you guys can see that. But... that's the black wire out. Cool. So that's my boost gauge out. Just put that there for now. Obviously I don't need this cheap £3 eBay thing anymore. I'll just throw that over there. Right, let's just sort through my wiring. So the wires that I've used, I think the positive, I'm going to zoom you guys in on this. So let's just focus on this. So I think that is the positive, and hopefully you can see where that's going in. So that top left one is a positive, and that's the negative, is the grey and black wire. Oh, sorry, the white and black wire. And hopefully you can see where that's going in. So that's how I've wired it. Obviously you can find your own live wires if you want to. But anyway, so the boost gauge itself, obviously we can just slide that into here. That slides in, fits perfectly into the thing that DC-3D-Designs have designed. This is going to slide over the top. So in the end product will finish looking like this, which I think looks wicked. So obviously once it's in the vent. So obviously we need this thing, the devil himself. So we're going to slide that in. Once again, this all just slides in to each other. So this slides into there. Let's just make sure we've got it lined up in a place that we want it. So I'm going to have it like... So obviously there's an arrow on top. So we need to make sure we line everything up that we want with the arrow on top, because that's how it's going to slide into the dash. So it's going to sit in like that. And then we get our silver thing, and we're basically going to clip it on. Now it only goes on one way, and you'll know if you've got it right because all the tabs line up. So obviously there's this weird tab on the side of one. You just want to make sure that does actually line up with one of the holes. So it looks like to me it's going to line up here, everything else lines up, so we're just going to push this on. There we go, all just pushes into place, and that is our boost gauge air vent. So that's all together now. Once again, we've got the arrow on top, so we're now just going to slide the arrow in, and basically I'm going to show you the hole, or hopefully show you the hole. So hopefully you can see there's a hole just in here, and that hole, hopefully you can see my finger, pops it down here. That's the hole you want. Just want to point out, don't do iodine and forget to actually install the vacuum line, which is the most important part of the boost gauge. I forgot to install it. I just done the wiring and left it. But anyway, back on with the video. Don't forget that bit before you click it in anyway. Once again, arrow on top. Gonna feed my wires through. There you go, so the wires come through. Slide the foam in. slide the boost gauge in, just make sure once again the arrow is fully on top, and pop it into place like that. That to me looks wicked. So onto the wiring, super simple. We've got a positive and a negative of these really thin cables. So I'm going to put my positive in with all my ignition live and blah blah blah. So positive's going into there. Clip that down. That's done. So I can move that wire out of the way. Negative. Again, just make sure the cables are all nice. Slide that into my negative cable. Pop that down. That's now done. This should now work. So I'm just going to start the car. All lights up. Looks wicked. That's my boost gauge fully installed. It's really solid in there, hardly moves, which is wicked. Really solid actually, that's awesome. So I've still got my silver chrome trim, just like the other side, so that hasn't changed anything, you know, it doesn't look out of place. And that's my wiring there. So as you can see, that's the negative, that's the positive. Once again, just ignore this blue wire because that's my speaker cable. But that is how you wire it in. So simple to do, and hopefully you can see how wicked that looks compared to what I used to have, which was that. So that's what I used to have. Obviously, hopefully you can see the difference in kind of looks, how it is. So I'm just going to replace the trim, but that's all done. So if you guys want one of these, they're sold over at DC-3D-Designs. Dave was kind enough to send this out to me, and as you can see, the difference it has made to my dashboard is insane. I'm not using this cheap £3 eBay thing anymore. We've got this wicked thing that's holding the boost gauge perfectly in place. I can't recommend it enough. I really can't. It's awesome. So go check them out. Go buy one. Highly recommended over at DC-3D-Designs. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hope it's been informative and kind of shows you how to run everything. And I'll see you guys in the next video.